This episode of Man of Prestige, okay, because clearly you lack social intelligence, emotional intelligence, understand that humans will change meaning of words over time because of things like slangs. People start using it differently, use it in different contexts, and it changes, right? So, and also people sometimes will use words and not know the source of that word. You should be aware as a man that people do that they don't know the origin of the word, right? But they use it. Case in point, the English language, the French language, the source of a lot of words that we use today is from the Greek, the Latin, and all these kind of things. And we're using them, right? You don't get to judge us for using those words, but anytime you know ahead of another person the origin of a word, you want to judge. You want to be very quick to say, yeah, I know that word. Good for you. Congratulations. That's a need to be right. That's a beta behavior. Okay. All right. Modern alpha male in relationships. Terrible idea. And here's 7 reasons why. And here's a warning. Okay. This warning is for you if you're labeling yourself an alpha male. Okay. This warning is for you if you're a lady and you like, I like alpha male. Okay. Listen. Nobody gets to determine if they're alpha male or not. There's other people that will observe them and decide if they're alpha male or not. Okay. When I observe an alpha male, it's usually not because they're loud. Okay, it's not because they're the loudest in the room. It's about their achievements, and that's one way to look at it. But also, it's about how ambitious they are. If they're very aggressive when it comes to ambitions, that's an alpha male trait. Now, if you want to escalate that to alpha man, like a human being, right? Then we start to look at things that it's not about dominating everybody in terms of the volume of your voice or your aggressiveness in social behaviors within the room, right? That's not what determines if you're alpha male or not, okay? And we're going to talk about that here in a second. Now, you could put any kind of label on anything you want. So please don't get stuck on semantics. I want you to really think deeper about what I'm saying. You don't have to agree with me. Just think about it and create your own rules. That's what my idea of what an alpha man will do. The alpha man is not looking for opportunities to disagree with the next person. They're more so looking for an opportunity to learn something new or get a new insight, right? So, modern day alpha males are aggressive and nasty in the name of confidence. This is a quote. Okay, I'm reading it to you right now. Modern day alpha males are aggressive and nasty in the name of confidence, assertiveness, and willingness to lead. Let me make sure I correct that. Okay. And willingness to lead. All right. Though alpha males are supposed to be masculine in character, things are changing, and today we have obnoxiously loud beta men claiming the title of alpha male. We found today that an alpha male is not the same as a masculine man in practice. And here are 7 reasons why this man cannot make it in a relationship. Okay? So now again, don't get stuck on semantics. Just something for you to consider. Okay? Meanings of words changes over time. Okay, meanings of words change over time, and dictionary meanings get stuck there for decades before they catch up with the urban dictionary or things like that. So, if you're very quick to go towards the dictionary meaning of things, and you're a man, that's beta male move. Okay, because clearly you lack social intelligence, emotional intelligence. Understand that humans will change meaning of words over time because of things like slangs. People start using it differently, use it in different contexts, and it changes, right? So, and also people sometimes will use words and not know the source of that word. You should be aware as a man that people do that they don't know the origin of the word, right? But they use it. Case in point, the English language, the French language, the source of a lot of words that we use today is from the Greek, the Latin, and all these kind of things. And we're using them, right? You don't get to judge us for using those words, but anytime you know ahead of another person the origin of a word, you want to judge. You want to be very quick to say, yeah, I know that word. Good for you. Congratulations. That's a need to be right. That's a beta behavior. Okay? All right. So Now, with that being said, uh, everything I just said is not an absolute. Sometimes you want to reference people to the actual meaning of something. But here are 7 reasons why the modern day alpha male cannot make it in relationships. Let's talk about it. All right. Reason number 7: image versus healthy relationship. They're more concerned about what they look like on the outside, especially to other men, than a healthy relationship. That's all. You fail right from the beginning, right? Reason number 6. They're not capable of compromise. See, the way they see things is logical. That's what they claim, at least. It's not logical if you consider the fact that they are leaving out a big chunk of the variables, emotions and feelings, right? But let's just pretend like they're more logical, right? They're not, because they are more logical, they're not capable of compromise because they see everything from a lens of right and wrong. Since something is outrightly wrong, they believe to be a man, you have to stand on something, meaning rigid, not like water, like Bruce Lee said. You need to be rigid and not be open, right? So because of that, the very essence of relationship is compromised. They're not capable of compromise. They cannot make it in a long-term relationship. They can't. Okay? They may even be a fine boy, a pretty boy, and be able to attract a lot of women, but they just can't sustain a long-term relationship because they are rigid in their ways. And it's not necessarily right and wrong. I'm just letting you know what it is. It's dangerous to approach that modern day alpha male position. You won't be able to sustain a relationship. You may even attract quote unquote, I don't like using the phrase, but a pick me who thought, you need a man to lead and stuff. But eventually the true nature of a woman will come out and they need you to relax a little bit and be open-minded about things, and you're not able to do that. Eventually she will assume survival. She needs to survive. You're choking her up, you're smothering her up. She will leave. She will disappear at some point. So that's even if she's tried to pretend like she could handle a strong man, right? Quote unquote a strong man. That's not really, that's a weak man in the grand scheme of things, because if you're not able to flow like water and be open-minded, that's not strength, okay, by any imagination. Reason number 5, not capable of patience. For the same reasons. If you're gonna sustain a long-term relationship, infinite patience is required. You have to have unlimited patience. Extremely hard to do, but it's absolutely worth it, because you attract a person that will also pour into your life, okay, because you've sown that seed, right? So it's absolutely worth it. But in the beginning, it may feel a little tough. It's a certain level of patience that's required, and a modern day alpha male is not capable of it. That's why you see a lot of them saying, I'd rather not do the marriage thing. It's basically a punk move. They're punking out of what is natural to most humans, right? And they think they're going to solve their problem or escape the need to learn how to build relationships by avoiding marriage or relationships. You're not going to avoid it unless you live in a cave. You still need to learn how to be with other people that have different outlook on life. Reason number 4, complains about ... What I mean by that is everything they can think of, especially with relationship, especially with respect to the other gender, the female gender. They complain and bitch about everything. Why do they do that? Because again, all they see is wrong. They can't see themselves wearing another person's shoes a little bit, because you can never have the experience of a woman, right? But you can at least listen long enough to see things from their perspective, even potentially disagree, but accept it as what it is, right? Knowing well enough that you still want a relationship with this young lady, right? But they're so busy complaining that they can't sustain anything that's healthy. Complaining is negative 100% of the time. It's something we do as human beings, but we're not necessarily proud. We're not supposed to be proud of complaining. We complain is different from speaking out. It's different from making your voice heard, right? Complaining is like you're seeing something that's negative to you, but you're not really coming up with any solution. You're getting high off of complaining and talking about it. It's like you're smoking something. It's like you're on. It's like you're smoking it. Like you're very high off of complaining about it, and it's very hard to be self-aware about it. At a certain level, you just get drowned in it. It's like a rabbit hole. You just get drowned in it, and yes, this right here is one of the reasons why it's a terrible idea for a modern day alpha male to get into a relationship. I'll suggest that they stay in their lane if you're alpha male modern day and just avoid marriage altogether. That doesn't mean you won't have to do relationships, because you still need to learn how to deal with relationships, but maybe just another layer that you don't have to deal with, at least another marriage that doesn't have to end in shambles, right? But it is what it is. Reason number 3, demands as opposed to earning respect. He demands as opposed to earning respect. In life, respect is earned, period, point blank. There's no way around it. People that sow seeds of respect is bullshit. It's just probably because their outlook on life is respect. They've suffered from lack of respect in the past, so they're not asking for respect. Even a man craves respect, right? Naturally, because part of being a man in this social construct is being the hero, being the respectable one, a man of honor, and things like that. But a man who lost his respect, from this woman or the other woman before that, would tend to be trying to demand respect. And that's precisely why they lost the respect in the first place. And it's a vicious cycle. It will never come back. It just gets worse. Some people can pretend for a little bit and give you some level of respect, but eventually they'll find out that you're full of it, right? But again, because you don't learn how to attract and earn respect, and you're looking to demand it, it's a terrible idea for the modern day alpha male to go into a relationship, because they will self-suffocate that relationship. Reason number 2, brings out the inner masculine of a woman. I already spoke to that. Because you are aggressive, because you're loud, and you think being loud creates an alpha male, and now that has changed the meaning of alpha male effectively. A woman can't feel safe and secure around you, so she would need to protect herself, and what that looks like to you is a masculine woman. Okay. Reason number 1, the modern day alpha male confuses assertiveness with a loud mouth. I think I've said that quite a few times. All these things are interwoven, right? They think being assertive means loud, right? Being assertive has nothing to do with loud, right? It doesn't. It has zero to do with loud, okay? Right? If you need to be at the top of your voice for you to be heard, you didn't get the audience in the first place. A real alpha man understands the need to secure the audience first. You secure the audience. Part of securing the audience is that you already have respect. People respect you already, right? So you have that audience, right? And then you can say what you want to say without the need to be loud. If you need to be loud, you don't understand authority. You don't know how to read the room. You don't know how to pay attention that maybe this is not where I need to speak, right? The alpha man doesn't need to speak 100% of the time. He barely needs to speak because people respect him regardless. Because it's really more about your actions more than what you're saying. Because your actions speak louder than your words.